Hello again. Today I'm going to, before I get on to the main subject, I just want to kind of briefly go over the fact that each one of these videos that I'm doing is going to be a build up of tools for you. Yeah, so try not to get into the habit of watching one, starting them tools, watch another one, try them ones. Really what I want to try and do is this is going to be, it's not like a cure-all, it's trying to make a comprehensive guide to different ways that you can manage your thoughts. Now, some of them are going to work, some of them ain't. Some of them will be useful, some of them you're going to think, oh, what's he going on about now? And that's all good, all right? You just use what's useful, and what you don't find useful, just ignore it, it's fine. But the point is that to keep using them. These tools are going to work if you use them. They're not going to work if you use them for a day and then forget about them. I think half the time there's a huge problem that I see is the fact that a lot of the time people will look online and there's like 5 cures for stress, and therapist X tells you 10 reasons why you shouldn't do this, or 10 ways to do this properly and stuff like that. And in the end it becomes confusing. It's just a bit too much, depending on where you look. So I kind of want to try and keep it as focused as possible. This video today I want to talk about is about male jealousy, because it's something that I struggle with immensely. I mean, this has plagued my entire life pretty much for as long as I can remember being interested in girls, and I've got a massive problem with this, and it's something that I've learned to manage. Now, I know that there are a hell of a lot of men out there that struggle with this as well, and there's a lot of relationships out there that are not going too well because of this problem. I'm not saying it's exclusively male, but being as I am male, I can give you my point of view on it. So obviously it's a two-pronged thing, because the first thing is going to be that, and I think there was more than 2 fingers there, but whatever. The first problem is obviously a lack of something in you that makes you worried that they're going to do something with somebody else, because obviously that's the jealousy thing, you know, comparing and all that, you know. And another thing is the fact that you kind of don't know how to hold something into yourself and deal with it yourself. So you have that problem, and then you have the other problem. Now, there's probably people out there that will tell you, well, there's loads more things than that, but at the end of the day, these are the things that work for me, and that's all I can share with you. You know, I'm not going by textbooks. I'm going by what I've experienced myself. So, you know, it takes a long time for you to kind of cultivate some self-love, really. I mean, it's something that you can start on immediately, but you're going to find that your thoughts will change rather rapidly if you work on it well, but your feelings are going to take a little while to catch up with that anyway. So it's not something that you can do something about immediately. You can start right now, but it might take a little bit of time for that to take effect. Normally, with things like this, they need to be dealt with now, because you want to put a lid on it before things get worse. So it's learning how to keep it off your partner. Now, this is where I can help you, because this is one of the things that I've learned to deal with. I still haven't perfected the not be jealous bit. If my wife goes out, I still get jealous. I still sort of think, you know, and my mind will sort of wander sometimes, and I kind of, you know, I'm okay with it, and I know what it's doing, I know it's anxiety and it's uncomfortable and it's going to pass, and I can sit with it, and that's okay. But I've not learned how to get rid of it. It's not gone. I think it's a product of several things that have happened in my life, and you know, some unfaithful people in the past, and maybe some parental things that I saw as a kid, you know, whatever. But nonetheless, it's my issue. Now, that is the way that I approach it. It's my issue. I cannot put it onto my partner. Whenever I've done that in the past, it's gone really wrong. To the point where it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, where I'm worried that they're going to go out and meet someone else, and eventually they do, because all I'm doing is telling them that I don't want them to go out, or they'll tell me they're going out, and I'll have an idea in my head of, oh, you know, how can I magically have something already planned for that date so they can't go out, or, you know, whatever. And I mean, as much as I'm sort of trying to make a bit of light of it, I suppose, this is an incredibly debilitating problem. And I mean, a lot of people struggle with this. So the way that I manage this is, sometimes it's better than others, to be honest. You know, if I'm having a bad day and Bex tells me she's going out, I might struggle a little bit. But generally, what I'll do is take myself away, sit myself down, and then have a bit of a dialogue about it, because I know that it's healthy. Her going out for the night is healthy. It's a good thing for her. She's got a social life. She's got friends that she's made. She's got friends that she's kept. She's lucky to have that. It's something that she needs to cultivate. We all need that. I wouldn't like to not have friends, so how can I expect her to not have friends and all this? So I try and think about it in a very adult way, because what I actually want to do is very childish. It's almost like I don't want to lose mummy. Or I'm thinking, oh my God, she's going to go out, she's going to meet someone better than me, and we've got kids, and what's going to happen? And if I let my mind go down that path, then it's it ends in tragedy. I'm going to feel like shit at the end of it. And if I choose to keep doing that, then of course that's going to be the case. So one of the ways that I've combated this, and this might sound like bollocks, but believe me, I mean what I'm saying here, is to tell her to have a good time. Tell her that you're glad that she's going out. You face the anxiety. You don't just sit there and let it win. You face it and you deal with it yourself. You don't put it on her. The option is to go and say, well, you're not doing that, or I don't want you to do that, or all that's going to do is cause problems. That is not going to be healthy. That is not a good way to deal with it. Yes, inside you're hurting because you're worried that something's going to happen, but if you put that on her, that's only going to cause a problem. So it really is about learning how to do this. It's taking it off the other person, dealing with it yourself, taking responsibility for it yourself, and learning this internal dialogue. It's almost like, I imagine I've got, like, as I said to you before in the other videos, like my little inner child is there, you know, and he's crying, he's upset because he feels like he's going to lose mummy type thing. And that is really what that feeling is like, because in my adult knowledge, I know there's nothing to worry about. We've got a good relationship, you know, everything's okay. So it's facing that anxiety, it's not letting it beat you, it's not letting it get the better of you. Don't hang on the ropes with it, don't have an argument with your partner about it, and no matter how hard it is, keep it off them, because that is what causes the problem. That's what causes the main problem. You need to talk about it, you need to find a way to deal with it. I'm going to do other videos about this anyway, but this is just my way of dealing with it. But for me, this works. I've gone from being a person that pushes women away, tries to control them, tries to manipulate them, tries to have a golden egg that I hold on to and don't let go anywhere, to have a healthy relationship with my wife, where I'm glad she's got friends and I'm glad that she's got a good social life where she can go and have lunch down the pub or whatever, and I'm not screwing at home going, oh my God, how many drinks has she had, what time is she going to be back, where is she, who's she with, and all that. Like checking Facebook every 2 minutes to see if she's put a picture up and if there's anyone in the background, and all that paranoid shit that happens when you get jealous. So it's about sort of, for me, it's about understanding that I'm jealous and understanding that I do have that issue, but not letting it win, being okay with the fact that it's there, acknowledging the fact that it's there, but not giving into it, and understanding that it's my issue to deal with and it's not my wife's issue to deal with. I love my wife, I want her to have a good time, I want her to enjoy herself, and that is the cornerstone of a good relationship. It's not that you think that she shouldn't do that because you feel bad, etc, etc. Now, when I said that this is a two-pronged thing, I also sort of, in amongst that is the dependency side of things, where you kind of feel that the other person's responsible for your happiness, and when they're not around you don't feel happy, so you want them around because then you're happy, and then it means that if you're not happy it's their fault. Not good. So that's another thing that really I'm gonna pick up in another video, because I'm gonna cut this one in a minute. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know what more to say really to wrap it up, because otherwise I'm going to go into a tangent on something else, which I know is something that I'm pretty good at. So yeah, I hope this has been useful in some way. If it hasn't, or if there's something that you kind of want clarification on, if I haven't gone deep enough into it, comments, make them, please. Laters.